Are we ready? I know I am. So whether or not you are, it's time for another episode of the Indie Tales Game Dev live stream. Hey, my name is Adam. You are the Pixel Pals. I've already said the name of the show, so without further ado, it's time to go. Welcome everyone to the Thursday edition of the stream. Today we are potentially in for a treat. I'm actually not sure how this will go, but I have approval to submit, well, to set the game as public from Steam. There is a build on Steam right now that I could set as public to set the playtest demo into motion. And yeah, I mean, I'm excited for it. Nervous about it, but I know it's not a big deal because it's just a playtest. It's not really like the demo, right? It's just like something that you guys can play. So yeah, I'm excited. Now, before we get too deep into things, I want to say a big welcome to everybody who's here in chat. Eben Chadneza, Robin Rhombus Head, Pomplamoose here on Twitch, and on YouTube we have who have we got? Davidal, welcome. Hey, Hashmet Kimniki. Hey, Tak TK4TK, Tak. I don't know. Tak Attack. So. Yeah, I've been doing business related stuff today, mostly. Nothing too crazy. There's a few things that could be happening today. And I think I might just want to like do all those things instead of working on the game per se. Like there's a build of the game that's good enough. So I want you guys to play that build and give me your feedback. So that's a thing. What else? Merch is a thing we could do today. I'm feeling pretty good about that, to be honest, for the most part. So I don't know. I'm feeling a little nervous, I guess. This is where our poster is at right now. I think it's pretty good. I've got meetings with the team a little bit later. Animation team have bailed because they have other things that they need to be on. So we won't be doing animation meeting, but we could do the others. We could do sound and we could do music. Yeah, I'm quite happy with a lot of where it's at. I'm not super happy with this guy just yet. He looks a little bit overworked and a little over textured compared to the others. And then, yeah, it's kind of like the confidence is not peaking yet. Confidence is not peaking, but it's getting there. I mean, it's kind of there. Really, it's in a good spot. It's just not like, it doesn't have that like effortlessness yet that I would want it to have. Where everything just feels like, you know. Will there be line art later? No, I'm not adding line art to this. This is what it is. This is the style, this is the concept. So there was line art to begin with, and I took it away. I think if I could, it's probably worth me almost taking a step back a little bit and having a look at the composition and seeing what I want to do broadly. I'm very, when it comes to this kind of thing, I'm very liable to tunnel visioning. I tunnel vision a lot on this kind of thing. What's this for? It's a poster commemorating just like the most recent updates to the game. And we'll also use it as a t-shirt design and probably not as key art for the capsule, but maybe in other areas. So first I'm going to take just this part and make it a standalone art piece. My concern at the moment is just, I've tried to, I have a few big areas of concern. Let's focus on them. So I'm going to take all of this and I'm going to copy it over here and I'm going to bring it way down in size, just so that I can pinpoint the bits that I'm critical of at the sort of thumbnail level. So this is simultaneously too washed out and too detailed. I wanted him to be washed out, but I think, because I don't want him to compete with Armin, but right now it's still too much color variation. Rekka, her back is not quite defined yet. It just feels like there's a lot happening here that's not very confident. Those are really the two major areas. Be good to have her weapon in a good place at some point. And then broadly speaking, I mean, obviously detail here needs to be updated. The sword itself, kind of like, what is that going to look like? And then just like this stuff here and particles in general, like what are we doing? Outside of that, I think we could get this square version of it done today. Probably even in the next 45 minutes if I was really quick about it. Maybe this is something where I can take this and like do the work at this level, because I think I'm getting too close at the moment. So like maybe if I look at it, I can say, okay, what needs to change? So from at this level, I would say this needs to be more like this. I mean, it can be like that, but it has to be clear. She has a red shirt on underneath this typically, so like I want to see their shirt. Let's have a look at her character design, just so that I'm not getting too far off. And her portraits too. These are old. That's kind of what she looks like now. She's changing quite a lot. Her features are refining over time. I think I prefer her a little bit more like this. Hey, Fiera, thank you so much for the raid. How's it going? I did just start. That's right. I just got here. Thank you so much. So looking at this, yeah, maybe not like up here, but maybe more at the front. I'm not sure. Right now she only has one set of like pauldron guard thing. Do I do that everywhere though? Or do I have her... here I've got her on both sides. But I have this sort of scooping down. I guess in my mind, it should still be there, but... I'll do it on the proper one so that I'm not losing too much, but I really need to stick like back here. This is the I shouldn't allow myself to zoom further than this. So what's the zoom right now? It's at 20%. So if I go to the zoom settings, not UI, window opacity, multi-touch, wheel scroller language, that's not it. I'm pretty sure, oh, it's over here. This, options. So I think max zoom in should be, let's call it 100. I mean, even that is it's too zoomed in for what I'm trying to do. That gives me too much space. Can I not set this to some value? That's annoying. Okay, I'm just gonna have to be very disciplined and not go any closer than this. Gee, that really changes it, doesn't it? To not have that ability. And I suppose that's good, because in a way, it's showing me what's significant. Like some of these lines that I'm putting a lot of energy into, they're not meaningful lines. You can't get anything out of them. What's the art for? I just want to use it in more material. I just need like new art more frequently. It won't be for the Steam page, but I'll use it if we do a Kickstarter, or I'll use it just when I'm promoting the game, YouTube thumbnails. It's just another poster. It's good to have a lot of different art. You know, I work on this game for so long that sometimes it's kind of just like upkeep, you know? It's like spring cleaning. You just need to keep things nice and fresh. Hey, Shipler. Yeah, like if this is on a t-shirt, it's going to be this big. Max, it's probably going to be this big. So I got to be really, really careful not to put too much effort into any of it. This is your favorite Armin? Yeah, this is like pretty much the real design. This is about as real as he gets in terms of like the Venn diagram overlap of all the other designs that I've ever done. This is kind of like the Armin I see in my head. He's pretty good. Yeah, even that's better. And then I think I should just push this further. Maybe not quite like that, but... yeah. Maybe keep it nice and simple by doing this. No. Almond. Who's the floaty guy with the staff? He goes by a couple of different names. It's Perish or it's Cecil. I sort of just over time giving him two names. Cecil is kind of what he wants to be called. That's like the name he gave himself. But Perish is kind of like the name that they call him in his like clan, I guess. Hello. When you say since you've been out, do you mean like, didn't you say it was like a year or so? I've been working on the game a lot. A lot. I think we'll take this away. Before you put out the slide presentation, you actually showed it to us for some feedback back then. The pitch deck? That was ages ago. Oh, well, we're not on just chatting right now. We're doing art, I guess. But that's not titled 50K, is it? It should be titled Insignia Playtest Release Today. Bryce Tiles. Bryce Tiles. You're on a roll. Yeah. So from back here, the thing is, this character, he's orange, IRL. You're married to Nathan Fillion. Shopping for tiles at Bryce Tiles. Are you kidding? That's some wild dreams. I guess this could be orange. It's supposed to be black, but it's facing the light, so maybe that should be orange. But it takes away so much focus when I do that. I think that's the trouble, is that he's sort of faded out, but he isn't. So instead, maybe there should be more blue in this. With red banners. Mountainous area with red banners. I'm not sure. Also, maybe the line work's a little too fine. Is the story behind the dog cloud secret? Huh? Is the story? Not sure what you mean. I guess if I was doing this realistically, well, not realistically, but in keeping with the rest of it, I'd do that. Ah, there you go. That's better. But this shouldn't be quite so. Maybe his eyes should be bigger. I don't really want it to be bigger because he's supposed to be big. So the smaller eye is supposed to help. Thank you, Neat Games. Are you asking what's the story? Are you asking a question? That kind of looks good, but again, it does do the thing that I was a little concerned about, which is I think Armin's face. Actually, you know what? It's okay. I think it's fine. So this is the big bad of the game. And I picture him as a cloud because it's not that there is a dog cloud. It's not like a literal thing. It's more like a metaphor. This is just like a visual tool that I'm using to sort of attribute his influence to this chaos that's happening over here. But he's the bad guy in the story. He's the Emperor. He's called Emperor Rex, but it's spelled R-E-C-H-S. Which is a little play on words there. You see him as a cloud and there's strife. Oh my God. I mean, no. That's looking a bit better. And then if I just do this, particularly here, alternatively, I could put the heat here and have that be more of a lip. I don't want to over detail this area though. Also, this should probably be more flat. But maybe it's more like that. And I think this probably should go over it. I don't know what to do with that because I put so much emphasis on this that it feels like, well, obviously, if that's the same direction, you would see the heat there too. So like, should I do that? Also worth considering where her neck is going. Like if her anatomy is, and that kind of annoys it too, yeah, man. So the idea is that her shoulder is like here and the other one's like back here. So for the other one, maybe we should actually be increasing the height on this. Like that. And then going here and doing this. I think that kind of informs it a bit better. And then we can do this right across the back. And then do a bit of this for the clothing. And then it's still a little awkward. And it's not supposed to be so, what's the word? Bulky. It's not like a suit of armor. So maybe I can just thin it out. Maybe her skin, we should see that. That's looking pretty good. Better. Not perfect, but better. It's not supposed to be so clear either. It's supposed to be a bit more like... There's supposed to be more like ideas than such literal drawings. That was the point of using this this technique, was that I could avoid doing all the details. And I don't love hyperfixating on it either. It doesn't make me feel good to do it. Okay, cool. Like an owl. How did you get owl? But I do think her head has grown probably a little bit. So maybe the shoulder does need to lower down. I actually kind of agree with that. Oh. Bring your shoulder down so she doesn't look like an owl. Who? They said you looked like an owl. Who? Okay. I don't really count the pixels. That's the thing. Even when I'm doing pixel art, it's not really how I work. So no, but the pixels do provide a sense of comfort to me because there's a sense of like finality to it. Like if I know it's right, you know, this kind of art is just, you just stop when you stop. But with pixel art, you can really say, I'm done. Hey, Deadpan Panda. So, it's looking pretty good. Maybe we could push her a little bit. A little bit over to the right and down slightly. Like if the tip of her nose was here. that might be a little bit better. Like push her over so we can see a bit more of the back of her hair. But I kind of like her sort of close to Armin. I'm also a little concerned with how bright this is. I'm trying to push her in the background a little bit more. Same thing with Kerr over here. He's a little too bright. Just got to knock everybody back slightly. Even that. Well, she's kind of blending in with the sword. Not much I can do about that. You'll see her arm here. I get what you're saying though. Maybe I should have made her back a little, feel like it's coming more, like she's leaning back a little harder. If she's leaning back, I have to push all of this. Her head relative to her body needs to be back a little bit. So like if I take all of this, maybe I can do that. Maybe I can do all of this and push it more like that. Probably go even further. I'm just a little concerned about her head overlapping with Armin. I think she's fine where she is. Maybe a bit of that. Probably not enough space for it. Okay, what else? Yeah, this is too bright. Pretty good, chat. Not much left there. Yeah, the sword's going to get more contrast. I've highlighted it. I'm coming back to it later. But looking at just everything so far, in the left side of the screen, compositionally, the only thing we'd have to do, we're gonna put a face right here. We're gonna put Armin's father's face, Magnus's face, right there. Now maybe this should be more like this. Or if I'm going to put a face here, I can push his face further over. I feel like I now know, now that he's here, I could have brought him more, I could have rotated him like this way a little bit more and had his arm come out here, mirroring this arm. Or something like that. Yeah, Shipler. That's already on the to-do list. We're working on that later. I think it's good as is. I don't think we have to do much. I had this nice line previously. The composition's become a bit difficult, but I had this thing where it was like her eye looking at us, his eye looking at us, with Armin in the middle, which I really liked. I could push Baruch here. I could push him out this way. Maybe even put him behind Cecil. Previously, I had him like this. If I was to take one more swing at him, I guess what I would do is something like this. Here's what I would do. Head here, shoulder here, other arm or shoulder out this way, and make it more of like a kind of thing. Just put him further back and have him kind of about like in front of him, or have them be more of a unit, because they're like a boss fight that you fight at the same time. So rather than have him forward and competing with Armin, I push him back. further over. Yeah, I could see it. Yo, I got a meeting. Hey, Loves of Pixel, thank you so much for watching. I think that's more appropriate. A figure that's like mostly in the background. That's way better. Yeah, he's stealing too much focus up here. It's a bit, he's kind of competing with everybody else. And then this guy looks way too far back by comparison. It needs to be somewhere in the middle. I really wanted to do like a focus spiral like that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I can still get that. If I push him, I can increase his size here, like that, and like that, and like that. I think I can still get there. All right, I got a meeting. Let's start it up. What's happening around me? Nothing? Okay. SFX meeting. And okay. We'll see if Elias is if he's around. Yo, there we go. Ding dong. Hello.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How about you?
Good today, actually. Yeah, feeling okay.
Good.
How's what's the snow update?
It's melting quickly.
No. Cool.
Well, I think it's supposed to snow a little bit tonight, but like not a little bit more tonight, but like it's not crazy.
Cool. Yeah, it's raining here at the moment. So we're taking some of your precipitation. Cool. All right. How are things going on the sound effects side?
Good. I've just pushed the first slam shell sound effects.
Oh, sweet. I will. What am I doing here? I'm on input refactor. So I'm just going to say updates tech. I'm pretty sure actually this is all nothing, but I'll switch over to push that and then fetch. And then I want to go over to.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Okay.
Forgot to push. There's one more thing I need to push.
All right. Let me know when I should pull.
Okay, should be pushed now. Sorry about that.
It's okay.
Got to save the scene that.
Well,
that was working.
I don't have the project. Oh, I do have the project open right now. Okay. Yes. Yes. Close. Okay, cool. Then I should be able to playtest this. Sweet. Very quiet. It's hard for me to. Yeah, we're gonna have to boost that a bit louder.
I think is one of the sounds.
Let me recompile. Yeah, it might be that case. I've only just. Have I switched branches and pulled everything? Updates test scene. Yep. It's probably that I didn't compile. It might not have imported the assets correctly. Okay. It's doing a bit of a longer import. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. I wonder why it has multiple iterations of importing. Okay, and then reload this. Alrighty, I bet you that's gonna work now. Could you talk me through a little bit about how you're putting the sounds together?
Sure. So right now the sound for like opening the mouth is not there yet.
Mhm.
There's kind of a gulpy kind of thing that I'm not super sold on yet.
Mhm.
As he's floating around, and then the hiss of the air kind of exhausts out as he lands and shakes on the ground.
Yep. And is that hiss? Is that looping or is it layering? How does that like if the height was at a higher height or a lower height, is it conscious of that or is it just
No, is it
just
possible
on
for
one
them to
shot?
be at
It
different height from the
should
ground?
not be. I mean, like hypothetically, like if this was taking place on a platform that was moving or something, I suppose, if Armin was moving downwards, but Probably not. There is a set height that it wants to descend from. So if it's just one sound, that's all good. I was just thinking about whether or not I needed to be conscious of that in the direction. Like right now, it does sound a little bit like it's very abrupt and loud. Kind of sounds like a lot of sounds stacking on top of each other, but it could just be that that's just how it's authored right now. So I would say like, let's have a look. I need to play through it a bit more. Yeah, like right as it's falling, it gets super pitchy, or if that's the right word. I don't mind. I think I would want to emphasize here the collision with the ground more than the descent. The descent is
Okay.
still important, but that clunk or clang or something when it bites into the ground, I think that should be like the hero of the sound. And then yeah, in terms of like the distribution of the volume, that's where it should probably be. And I might even suggest that we attack a little slower, like we sort of build into the land, so it's like a shoo, rather than a tsh from the top. But I mean, I would just want to see if that works. There's no guarantee that would be better than what we have right now. I don't mind that on the return up, we've got the. I think that could be. It's not bad. It's not bad. But I think I want to hear a little bit more cohesion between those different sounds. So like that sounds a little bit more kind of like sort of a more typical sort of video gamey sound, like the way that it's just ascending up like that. I think that I want to hear a bit more of the like not like Foley driven per se, but have that a bit more of that identity in there. Same thing with the current bobbing. I think we could like right now that's feeling a little bit just like too textural. So the same way we're using the like more tonal quality of that when it goes back up, I think that the bobbing sound, it'd be cool just to, like I would be happy to do the sound that you hear when maybe like when Kirby is taking in air. It's kind of more like a like it's got a lot more
Mm,
pitch to it, more vocal. I think going down that road will help kind of unify the sounds of it going up and staying up. Right now, they feel like they're in different spaces. And then, yeah, like I also think that could be louder as well. Like it's right now, it's super quiet. I kind of think right now, like rather than trying to make something that sounds realistic, I want to communicate the state a little clearer. So giving the player just a little bit more. Just a bit more clarity over what, like, just like using the sounds to describe what's happening.
like what the enemy's thinking, kind of like
Yeah, yeah. I
where
mean, you're
it's
already
at.
there. Like, that's already what you're doing. Just trying to like, yeah. I think like prioritizing that and using that to guide the decisions that we have from here out is going to get us where we need to go. So it's pretty close. So to summarize, a little bit more. Well, I'm sure the notes can summarize what I said. I probably wouldn't do a good job recapping, but yeah, a little bit more of like a pronounced bobbing. I guess it's all just a little bit of like confidence. So a little bit more pronounced in the bobbing sound, a little bit more kind of contoured with the descend, and then more emphasis on the landing, and then on the ascent back up, have that sound a little bit closer to what we're going to do with the bobbing sound, and have them be kind of like a pair, kind of driven by the same audio system or whatever it is that character, I guess.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. And then yeah, I'm happy with it. Other than that,
All right.
cool. All right. I'm sure that's probably enough feedback for the rest of the week. We're almost done on this side, but I guess it's just Wednesday for you. Do you want any more tasks from here? Or are you
I
happy
think
to just keep going?
this will be good.
Okay, sweet. In that case, I hope the weather stays kind to you, and I'll catch you on Monday.
All right.
All right.
Thanks.
Thanks, Elias.
Take care.
And good job on the drawing app.
Thank
Looks
you.
really good. Cool. All right. See ya.
See ya.
Cool. All righty. So we're back to art. Working. Yeah, definitely putting brass tiles on the back burner on this one. It's just a choice, you know, just trying to do less. You didn't say GG easy at the end of the meeting? GG easy? Alrighty. Now, Baruch's... which hand is the one that he lost? Baruch lost his... this hand. His right hand. Okay. So in this case, now we could probably showcase the weapon. And I kind of want it to be a bit more like this way, and this arm out this way, and maybe bring the head over this way, but not the whole head, just the shoulder and the torso. And actually, I think I want the head pointed upwards. I think I was already doing this at one point, this exact pose. That's better. But I think his head could be bigger. We could have him more like leaning towards us maybe. But that kind of changes it again. Hang on. Doop, doop, doop. And then we kind of bring this stuff away. And then I guess I would do a bit of this. And then a little bit of this. Hey, Gruntled. And then his head kind of like, he's got that mane that goes back. That's better. I wonder if there could be some kind of like, he's like holding him up or something. Ah, thank you. And then we could make the body even bigger. Hey, Gruntle, thank you so much for the sub. Hmm. Okay. All right. So, what do we prefer? Yeah, I mean, the branching out content is stuff that I want to do that stuff. So do we prefer up close like this? Or do you prefer further back? I think further back. My problem with up close, although it's nice and polished, is what it does is it creates this framing. Tell me if you agree. Where these three characters feel like they're circling Armin, and then these two feel like they are just further back. Like, he feels equally as important as these two characters at this scale, and it makes these two have no relationship. It just kind of makes them feel like this guy's just like a bad guy, and this guy's gonna have like a lot of dialogue and interest and stuff, which he's not. So, yeah. If I work him back to this, now he becomes background boss villain, which is what he is. And then these two come forward by comparison. So, here's what we do. We don't throw it out. We just take it. We say thank you for your service. No, I don't think making him darker works. I already did that, and I think it just makes it look unconfident. Well, is she an ally, or who knows? That's the idea. I want you to think like, do we like her? It's kind of supposed to be a little ambiguous. What you doing there? Writing a novel? Huh? Little hero's journey story? A little bit of friends become enemies, enemies become friends? A little bit of Okay. I swear to God, the more you push the Bryce thing, the more it's never going to happen. Dude, I want the spring to be on this arm so bad. The screw, because then it could look like he's going in for the Falcon Punch. But that's not the side that's just not it. I made it his right hand, right? Yeah, it's his right hand. Oh well. We can still have his arm. up here. I think a little bit of crossover looks good too, because it's like it places the characters in the same space. But then I'll have to update Perish, or as Swizz just called them, Goat Girly. Is that who? Is this Goat Girly? Well, I can push Goat Girly. It's not a goat. I can push them to the left. No. It's a boy. And it's a dog. Like a hound. Like one of those tall ones. Yeah, they're all dogs. The goats, there's none of the characters that are of the other races are like main character level villains. I actually haven't got goats in the... Well, I've got goat enemies, but I don't have a goat race at this stage. I can see what you mean, though. I'm not surprised by you suggesting it's a goat. Maybe like here. And then like this guy more like here. Maybe even bigger. Oh. Is this what you want? Dare we go bigger? If he's that big, he needs to be... That's fine, but he needs to be way more integrated into the background. One sec, pals. Something's happening. Girls are freaking out, starstruck. I don't think I recognize these people. Where are they? I think I know these guys. Okay. And then we definitely go back to jagged. And then every time I want to blend it back, I have to use this brush, and then this brush is too strong. All right. I'm still not really happy with it. Something about the pose is not quite right. Maybe more like that and then that. And then get rid of this and it's very loud, this music. Jesus. Okay. I had it up so we could listen to... Oh, and that's loud too. There we go. So this is going to go like that. This is going to be, I guess, just doing that. This is going to be a little bit there, but mostly not. Actually, keep this all pretty much dark. This can all just stay that way. His chest needs to be kind of like this. And I think we bring this down so we can do this with the chest piece. And I think the more we bring this down, the cooler that's going to look. Unless, actually, if we want to be really cool, we got to think about where the eye line is. So if our eye line is right here, then we should be seeing a lot of underneath his jaw. He's kind of looking like down at us. But you should see the underside. Should you? No. I think you should just see all of it. Beep bop, beep bop. Also, I'm going to try to take a swing at this again. He's literally not orange. I mean, he's not blue, he's orange. So how do I get him? I mean, and it should work because he's right in the middle here between the red and the blue. So I should be able to use like a color that feels more natural for his skin color across the board. He's kind of a bit more... Yeah, it's tough here because you wouldn't even really see this part of his head. You wouldn't see any of that. Yeah, the eye might even be higher. And then this part here would be more like that. Yeah. 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 Now, a bit of a struggle. We don't want him so close to Armin, so we have to sort of work this back a little bit. In fact, this whole side would be way closer to the dark blue because there's nothing lighting it up. And then we could just paint the front of it red. And then some edges on the sides. There we go. Okay. Also, his skin tone is kind of more like literally orange. He's got that kind of hyena coloring. So what are we doing here? This should be more like this, I guess. It's going to be really hard to get this right. For me, and then this light needs to be up here. It's not quite right yet. Maybe we bring this back down. That's really hard. I don't think I'm going to get this morning. I mean, this afternoon. The whole head shape's not right. Partly because the ear is too far forward. Also not looking like a dog yet. I mean, even that, if we keep him bestial, take away the pupils, it might even be better. All right. Yeah. Maybe in this case it's that. Okay. And then This is more like that. That's more like that. That's more like this. This is more like that. Probably want to darken all of this. Maybe. Let's keep it all the way back here again and see what we can find in the pose. This looks like a giraffe. Celestial giraffe. Like a camel. Might be throwing off our ability to see what we're trying to see here, just slightly. The RE6 giraffe. The giraffe having a really fun time. I can't believe that was so many years ago. It's RE9 now. That feels like that news was like one game ago, maybe. Oh, I really like this kind of, what do I do, closed fist? Or do I go Wolverine? I think we go Wolverine. "2012, oh my God. Don't say that. That was only 5 years ago. Right, chat? Right, chat? It must have been because Overwatch has only just come out, right? They only just announced Overwatch 1, right? So then 2012 must be 5 years ago. Is Overwatch resetting the global timeline? Does Blizzard get to control what year we're in by when which Overwatch currently is in release? They'll announce Overwatch 2 5 years from now. better. A little better. Oh, I believe that though. Sonic 06? Yeah, that sounds about 19 years old. Come on, 06? That was ages ago. '06, I believe. 2012 wasn't that long ago though. Surely. '06, 20 years ago. 2012, 5 years ago. That's better. His coloring still is, I think, problematic in the composition. It's more correct for him, but it needs a little bit of work. Not right yet. Yeah, he's just looking a little bit Captain America. I think we just have to take this color and just bring all of this down. I actually kind of like the idea of his hand being back in the atmosphere relative to his the front of him. And then I think we need to open this out quite a lot. Yeah, that's way better. And then shoulder piece, shoulder piece. Dude, I've been getting this is really random. I've been getting a lot of I don't know why, but I'm getting like the nanny TikToks, like just clips from the nanny. Fran Drescher was so good looking. Is so good looking. But definitely also was. Fran fine. She fine. You never watched The Nanny? Did they not play that in the UK? What? Do you live on this planet? What do you mean? They never played The Nanny in the UK? That's crazy. Wow. That's like a whole part of my... That's like... Maybe it's just an Australian thing because they played it on TV. Like after the Saturday afternoon children's programming that would play on TV. Like after the, like before The Simpsons, but like after like cartoons and stuff. You've never heard of it in Canada? That's crazy. Wait, there's like a whole generation of people who don't know who Fran Fine is? That's crazy. It's crazy because I think it actually might be a millennial thing. Knowing that you had to be in Australia and New Zealand watching TV in a kid's time slot, and then the kid's time slot ends, and that's the generation of people who are watching TV at that time are the ones who would know what The Nanny is. That's great. I never even thought about that. I thought this was like universal. To me, The Nanny is like... To me, The Nanny is like I Love Lucy. It's like a classic, like... It's like Seinfeld. It's like a major sitcom that is like, it's like foundational. If you want to talk about like 90s TV, like The Nanny is up there. That's crazy that it's actually not that popular in other countries. To me, it's huge. Wow. Okay. I can't believe that. I could sing you the theme song right now. I know it so well. But I won't. So The Nanny is okay, Fran, it's like the woman who like created the show is kind of like, I guess she created it. I don't know if it's her show. I think it's hers. She kind of like plays a version of herself in the show, and she plays a nanny to like a rich family who lives in Queens. Is it Queens? Flushing? Somewhere in New York. Flushing, Queens. So like she is a makeup artist or like a hairdresser, and she loses her job, and then she just goes, I'm gonna do like nannying, and then like finds her way into this like British rich man's family as his nanny. And the sitcom goes for like, it's like decades. It's like long. And it's mostly just a comedy. Like it's just her being like, I guess a Jewish stereotype. Like it's mostly just like Jewish humor. It's like her being an unrefined New Yorker, you know, and him being like the rich, you know, British, I guess like financier. Like he's like I don't know what he's like a musical theater. Is he a producer in a theater? Does he produce musicals or something like that, or he just finances them? Broadway producer. Yeah. So like she mostly just takes care of the kids, but it's always like antics. That's like the whole show is just antics. It's like it'll be her competing with one of there's like a woman named Cece who's she's like a co-worker of the British guy, and she's always hanging around and she's trying to pick him up. It's hard to explain, but anyway. It's a good show. It's really good. Anyway, they kind of like fall in love at the end and they end up married, but like that's way late in the show because there's always like a will they won't they aspect, because she's like, let's be real, she's a bombshell, and so it's always like he's too preoccupied with work, he's not really paying attention to what's happening in his household, and his kids are getting up to crazy antics. It's got like a fish out of water kind of aspect to it, where she's sort of like not, she doesn't have the social graces to get his family's culture or references or whatever, because she's obviously not British and he is. Anyway, it's good. Then over the bridge from Flushing to the Sheffield's door, she was there to sell makeup, but the father saw more. She had style, she had flair, she was there. That's how she became the nanny. Who would have thought that the girl we described was just exactly what the doctor prescribed? I said I wouldn't. I couldn't help it. Now the father finds it beguiling. Watch out, CC. And the kids are actually smiling. It's such joie de vivre. She's the lady in red when everybody else is wearing tan. The flashy girl from Flushing. The nanny named friend. Bow! I think that show was better than Everyone Loves Raymond. I liked Everyone Loves Raymond. I mean, it's a different kind of sitcom. That's in the King of Queens kind of, what's another show like that? What class of show is Everyone Loves Raymond? It's not like Frasier. Frasier. It's kind of more classic, like sitcom. I can't even think about it. What is Everyone Loves Raymond most like? What other shows were like that? Tons. In my brain, it's like all of them, but I can't think of any. Yeah, The Cosby Show. Yeah. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, that's right. Even Friends, to a degree, was like that. Even like The Big Bang Theory is like that. Home Improvement. Oh, dude. See, now we're talking. Home Improvement. Dude, how do you explain to today's generation what that is? How do you explain Home Improvement to Gen Alpha? It's a guy, and he's like a famous carpenter, and he has a TV show in the show, and his catchphrase in the show is that he makes this caveman noise. He's a caveman, and he's got a neighbor, and you never see the neighbor's face, but he's there all the time. You just never see his face. Dude. I loved Home Improvement. My dad is Tim Allen. That's why. Like, my dad looks like Tim Allen. My dad is a tradesman in the same kind of thing. Like, we had like at my house growing up, we had like this like cellar that was my dad's workshop. He was always in the workshop. So in my brain, watching Home Improvement was like just like being in my house. That's just what my dad was like. He's always fixing things and doing weird. He's always trying weird stuff, you know. It's like he wants to solve some problem in some weird way, and it kind of always. It's like it kind of works all the time, but kind of doesn't work all the time. That like handyman kind of thing of like, I can fix this, just give me some. He's trying to MacGyver everything all the time. That's my dad. Some dads are like that, not all of them. My dad's like real, like he made that his job. Like he was so like, I can do it, watch me, I can fix it. That's his literal career turned into that. Okay, so I need this dark to be like here. I'm definitely like that. I always try to solve things in some weird, dumb way. That's very me. I take right after my dad. Dude, I'm gonna be a dad so fast. Like, it's gonna be one day I'll just be like, we won't have kids. And then one day my wife's gonna say, we're pregnant. And then like 9 months later, I'll be wearing dad jeans and making dad jokes. My biggest fear is that my brand of dadhood will be too much like the Honey, I Shrunk the Kids dad, the absent-minded genius style of absent parenting dadhood. I don't want that. I really don't want to be that kind of dad. miss the baseball game because I'm too busy in my workshop. Really? Oh, congratulations, Yoko Poppers. That's great. That's great news. Yeah, these need to be flatter. With more depth, but also flatter towards us. They're kind of like strapping around his arm, so I need to know what angle his arm's supposed to be at. Almost perfectly flat, because it does arc around, but this is pretty much facing us. Might even be facing away from us at this point. Or more arcing at this point. Yeah. But almost fully flat at this point. No, I've confused myself. I think I could draw the lines. I think I know where it's going to be. Let's go all the way back to here. Thumbnail. Perfect. That's your shoulder. So it's bump, bump. It's hard. The hell? I think it's that. Yes, because there's still one. They're still overlapping over each other. There we go. Sort of. What the hell? Yeah. I'm actually not. Like I wouldn't miss my kid's sport. But I fear that this is my problem, okay, as a person. I'm very routine driven. And my dad, hey Tony Chopper, my dad is the kind of guy who's very adventurous. So he always pushed me to do things that as a kid I might not have elected to do on my own, but he pushed me to do it because he thought it was important that I do it. And I never said no, but I wouldn't have of my own, like as a kid, you never say to your parents, like, I want to do sport, or at least I wouldn't have said it. But he was like, hey, like, let's do sport next year. Let's do soccer, and I was like, oh yeah. It was like that. Like as a kid, I kind of was just like open to it, but I didn't know what I could do. And when I look back on that part of my childhood, I actually think I would do more of that, or would have liked to have done more of that stuff. But there's a limit. And I needed to be pushed a lot. My fear is that I might not know how to push my kid to do things that they'll enjoy that requires me to go outside of our collective comfort zone. That's the part that I'm a little concerned about. Like, hey, let's do this next year. You're going to do this next year, and it's going to require us to wake up earlier and do that. Like I might not even, maybe I will, just because I've got the existing precedent of my dad having done that stuff. But to have the initiative to think about what I want my kid to be doing next year is something that I fear that if I'm left to my own devices, I might not take that initiative. I don't know. Maybe something kicks in when you become a parent where you start thinking about all the things you want your kid to do. I mean, it's hard to think about what I want my kid to do without one. So maybe I'm just, maybe it's not really worth having the conversation yet. But like, I feel this with my wife. Like we don't do, we're very routine driven people, and we should be doing more to make an effort just day to day, I think. But it's so easy to get caught in a routine and just go, you know, not even to go, but to just forget that you can do different things, that you can eat different food, and you can, you know, go out to restaurants more often. And like, that's something that I, partly because of Insignia and what it's done to me, you know, it's always this thing that just hangs around that I've always got to be putting effort into. Are we trying? I'll keep that to myself. I don't really want to talk about babies, like actively trying or not trying to have babies on the stream. We don't want to put that kind of pressure on ourselves. I don't want to have like baby watch. It's more just like if it happens. Well, that's good, Mr. Pizza Hunter. That makes me happy to hear, because I'm the kind of person I'm extremely sentimental. This is the part that really hurts my relationships, when this personality trait becomes something that affects my day-to-day. This is how it affects them. I am an extremely sentimental person. I am a sentimental man. But because I'm sentimental, and I'm routine driven, it means that I often am upset that I missed something. That's like something that happens to me all the time. It's like people think I don't care about certain things. They might think, oh, that doesn't matter to Adam because he didn't, if it mattered to him, he would have done blah, or he would have said something about it. But it's like, no, like I'm trapped in my routine and I'm extremely sentimental, and it actually would have meant heaps to me to have done that thing, but I just didn't get around to it, or, you know, something happened in my life that didn't mean that I could have that thing. So it's not that I wouldn't have wanted it. It's just that it didn't happen for me, and I care about it. Like, yes, I do care about it, and I am upset that I couldn't have it. That's kind of what my brain ends up doing. So it can be a little bit of a tricky one, those traits, because if you care about stuff, you have to do them. You can't just hope that life gives them to you. And that requires a level of organization that I struggle with. Even Insignia is hard for me to organize. You know, I care about this thing almost most in the world right now, and I struggle with it because I'm just, you know, I don't know, probably some version of autistic. Really, that's how I rationalize it. That's sick. How did you learn to multitask talking and working? I would need to be quiet to do what you're doing right now. No, talking and art have two parts of they're different parts of the brain. It would be hard for me to do this in like programming, but talking is not a big deal. I'm really on autopilot right now. And this is the thing, I do miss out on a lot of stuff. Like my brain's like flying at half mast right now. And that does affect my ability to like be thoughtful, you know? Like right now, I'm lucky that I have a notification on my phone telling me that I have a music meeting in 10 minutes. Because if I didn't, I would just forget. There's a degree of like fixation that I like, and it's comfortable to be fixated on things. It can feel good. You're going to screw up sometimes. No one's perfect, and there is no manual for kids. Yeah, I think, dude, one of the biggest things I need to get better at is forgiving myself for mistakes. Oh my gosh, I'm so bad at it. I need to be so much better, and accepting, being tolerant of not being good yet. Being like, because what happens is I get so traumatized by not doing things right that I stop doing things at all. That I need to fix really badly. I'm trying, I'm working on it. Just like, okay, you can't do that thing you wanted to do, that's fine. Just do the nearest thing that you can do. I'm finding it hard to make it look like he's looking down at us. Oh, that's better. Yeah, like this, I've always found life to be like super overwhelming. Like always, like since I was a kid, life's just been super overwhelming to me. And I hate how it makes me act to be overwhelmed. I hate it. It really costs me. This looks dumb. I need to step back and just look at it properly. Perspective is this thing I struggle with, man. I get so lost in what I'm doing that I just stop thinking. I think I need like an edge that's facing like a specular highlight. Otherwise, it's just going to get lost. Even if it's not what's on his character design. Now, this shoulder orientation is not right. That's really nice. I do that. I do practice like self-compassion quite a lot. I learned that when I was doing some psychology work. Self-care is really important. Being able to be like, hey, I know this is really hard, but I also know that you're trying through it and I'm proud of you. Like being able to say that to yourself is it's very valuable. I know. I don't worry. I'm aware of that. It's just yeah, the guy who's driving, he can get so overwhelmed. So easy. All right. I have a music meeting now. We go even further. Yeah, even further. That's already better. Way better. Yeah, my way of doing that is going for walks. When I'm like fully overwhelmed, I just literally walk out of the door. Just walk away. And it's so hard. It's so hard to go for walks. My brain's like, no, I don't want to. I don't need to. I don't want to. And then I like force my shoes on and I like walk out the door. And within 30 seconds, I'm like, yeah, I needed this. Yeah, I needed it. Alrighty. Music time. Let's change the chapter. Oh, dude, there's like no ventilation in here. We're terrible with it. All right, we'll see, monkey. I didn't actually confirm yet with Morgan that we would have the meeting, but it is scheduled. Just exporting. Yep, no worries. She needs a few minutes. Cool. Well, I'll keep the meeting muted and then I'll just wait to hear her ding dong on the doorbell. So, this doesn't look so bad. It's okay. I just needed to get some of the angles right. This whole bottom section here goes way lower, but I think it's... this is tough. I think I need to step back to the line art and think about what I want here. This is fine. So let's just keep doing that. That's correct. This needs to be more like that. And then all the way across. And then from... Problem is that it's lit from the front rather than from the top, which makes it harder to define those shapes. And then this should come way lower. But only if this does. And then this comes right up to the side. And maybe we could do something like this. Split the difference. Closer to that. Okay, that's Morgan. Hello. Oh. Hello.
Hi.
Hi. How are you feeling?
Good. Yeah.
Good. Sweet. You've had a good week, I hope?
Yeah, I'm feeling better and better. Now that I'm on antibiotics, I've almost finished the course, so
Oh, sweet.
hopefully at the end of that, everything will be cleared up.
Does that mean that it was like not viral?
Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, I guess maybe I had something bacterial like after the initial sickness,
It can
or like,
happen.
yeah, I don't really know how it works, but
Yeah. Anyway, feeling good that's the main point.
yeah. How are you?
I'm okay. I am, yeah, feeling good. I think I was a little burnt out end of last week, start of this week, but I think I sort of just, I don't know. I think I just had a bit of a mental shift, and it's just meant I've been sleeping a bit better and not taking things too seriously. So I'm feeling pretty good.
Nice.
Cool. Shall we look at some music stuff?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, I've just dropped in this Chevrolet track. I have a little melody now, that I'm feeling pretty good about today.
Okay. Cool. I'll have a
I will be
listen,
interested
or yeah,
to hear what you think. Yeah.
no worries.
Go for it.
Let's press play. Very good. Yeah, I can certainly hear it developing, and I like the I like what you're doing with the melody. The first kind of third, I wasn't so sure. Um, it felt,
Like the intro section.
yeah. Let me see if I can.
Yeah, I literally did that in like the last hour or so, just
Okay.
quickly, because I was like, oh, it starts so abruptly. I want to add an intro, but
Huh.
so it's a bit rough. But yeah.
This is fine. This like intro. Let me pick the specific point. Yeah, right here.
Mm.
It's not bad actually. Like it feels a little meandering, and I think that totally works if that's what we're going for. Maybe I'm trying to think about whether I want it more thematic and structured, or whether I like that kind of meandering aspect of it. Let me just play it back a little bit again. Yeah, as soon as that whatever it is, the oboe or whatever in the back, as soon as it goes ba-da-lum, from then on it's perfect. Even that, I
Mm.
love that little run.
Yeah, that's my
Before that,
favorite part.
yeah, it's so nice. Before that, it feels like I think um, meandering is fine. You establish like a pretty clear rhythm, like the structure of it's like
Mm.
um, yeah, like dum dum dum. So I think it's more just that meandering could fit a little closer to the structure. Like there's a point where I think it's like 17 seconds. Yeah, that da 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 da. It kind of like overlaps and extends beyond the point where the bar ends. And I
Mm.
wonder if it could just sort of like stop on it, or it's just like right between those two. There are two kinds of, what's the word, like strategies. It could be the meandering or the staying on theme. And right now it's kind of in the middle between the two, and it feels a little bit
Yeah.
confused. But other than that, like um that's like a very minor thing.
I
Uh
wonder if I wonder if part of that could be orchestration, because
hmm,
I feel like I wanna build out the layers a bit more. Like, this
okay.
is a bit sort of just the melody with not much else, and
Hmm,
I think similar to Wrecker's fight thing, like, when the orchestra is emphasizing certain beats, or, like, the arrangement is supporting the melody,
I see.
it helps it to feel more like, "Oh, yeah, this is what it's meant to be like, this makes sense," and so
Yeah.
I think maybe the arrangement could help in what you're saying in terms of making it feel more intentional and, like,
Mm,
held together.
hmm.
Um,
I'm open to you iterating on it and exploring on it. I wouldn't necessarily tell you to change it right now. If you
mm,
feel like filling it out will create a bit more of that intentionality, yeah, that's fine. It sounds like you've got a pretty good idea about where you want it to go. So I'm happy to let you play.
yeah, cool.
Cool. And then any other notes? Let me just keep playing back from that point. Do that. Reminds me so much of a track from Twilight Princess. I wonder if I post it here?
Maybe I'm like, "Surely this is from somewhere, it's too good." Like,
Yeah, it's
surely
really
I'm
nice.
surprised, I'm
It reminds me
worried.
of the Farron Woods track in Twilight Princess. I don't know if you've played that game, but um it's good. It's like the exact. I probably if I didn't use it as a reference, I should have, because it's this
Mm,
exact kind of like sleepy, foreboding forest. But yeah, it's great. Keep it.
okay.
I love that. I love the flute echoing in and out. I think it's so cool. I like the piano and the second voice, that bassoon or whatever it is. Love love the chimes. Yeah, it's all cool. I love this tracks. I think you're making all the right decisions in terms of like keeping like using the layers to kind of keep it moving without being too it's not, you know, like a character theme. It's got a lot of space. So, and I can see that you're wanting to have it be a sister track to the underground theme. And so I can
Yes.
hear the elements that are similar between the two. I think it's like it's right on. If you could, if it's not already the case, I'd love to put this in the game and just run around with it.
Yeah,
Cool.
definitely.
Sweet. So I would say like, well, I guess I'd ask first, like from here with this track, how much more do you want creatively? How much more do you feel like you have to give to put into it?
Well, I still want to fix that first part, and I think probably extend it a little bit at the end, and then also just think about the implementation, any sort of modularity. Because I think you said for this one, you wanted like a Z side sort of version, like the foothills.
Yeah.
So probably, yeah, I'd like to spend some time thinking about that as well, because I haven't focused on that too much.
Yep. And I'd love it if we could get to like closer to 2 minutes.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Definitely.
Cool. Yeah, I don't think the ideas need to, you know, necessarily change or even develop in like major ways compared to where you're already headed. I just want a bit more.
Yeah, cool.
Cool. All right. Well, I'll let you keep chipping away at that, and we'll talk more on Monday.
All right. Thanks.
Cool. All right. See ya.
See ya.
Sweet. So now I have to make sure I'm not going to blast your eardrums out by turning down the volume. And we're back. Okay, so chat. That's a nice opportunity to refresh where we're at here with this. I like it. I think there's a challenge that we've created here. And I think the challenge or the issue is that there's a flattening that's happened across this space where we're seeing a lot of red and blue and orange. And there's not a lot of depth. Especially up here, this is no good. What to do? I don't really want to change this at all. I think I might have to change the background, but the concern that I have is that I'm going to have to flatten it, which is what I'm worried about in the first place. Like that's the whole issue. Is that it's already too flat. Unless I go dark all through here. Not black per se, but just shadowy. And I really need to lose this line here. That's starting to work again. Then I think also here. That helps a lot, actually. Yeah, way better. Way better. Then we can creep back in here with this, and we can do stuff with this. We can even make this kind of more like wispy, like mist or smoke, rather than... Yeah, that's sick. I want to be better. I want so badly to be better at this. You know, I have this like sense of like, I have a sense of where, when I'm sketching, very confident. When I'm sketching, I feel like I know when things aren't working, and I can, you know, traverse the creative space to get where I need to go pretty confidently. You know, I can say, oh, okay, this needs to be more like this. This needs to be more like this. It's when I start to get lots of detail in there, I lose perspective because there are too many knobs to turn. You know, too many ways you can change something to make it better or worse or different. So then I get lost, and I spend lots of time. Like I've spent probably, I want to say I've probably wasted 5 or 6 hours on this track, on this artwork, on this art piece. I've probably wasted 5 or 6 hours just iterating on things that if I was more confident, I wouldn't need to iterate on at all. And it's not like, I don't blame myself for it. It's just like a skill issue. Like, it's not that I think I should know better. It's just I wish I knew better. And my fear, I mean, that fear extends to the game itself, you know, like being a little concerned about, you know, not wanting to make mistakes that I might not be able to come back from. You know, I hate that. And it's like someone else might have been faster at learning than me. Someone else might have seen that mistake coming and not made it because they were better at keeping their eyes open, you know, have a better sense of perspective than me. That's my big fear when it comes to all this stuff. Like, I feel like I'm on the track now. It feels great now, but it really, you know, I have to really struggle to get there first. Oh, that's fun. Let's flip it. And it's literally the same problem every time with everything. It's getting too close. I'm too close. I have literal myopia because of this problem. Like my brain keeps wanting to look at the little details. It forgets that there are big things to look out for. It just goes straight for the details. I can feel what it costs me, you know? Like, why would I use a small stroke here when I could, this whole area, you know, it's like I'm drawing a circle like this. Let's say I'm drawing a circle, right? It's like, here's the circle. I'm here One sec. I'm here, playing here, when it's like, that's not the thing that is stopping this circle from being a circle. You know, this little bump, you could fix so much of it with just like a better circle. You know, like that bump isn't even there anymore. It's not even relevant anymore because of the broader strokes that you should be placing. That I find I struggle with. I have an anecdote. You want to hear about my first job? My first job, I worked at a place called the Reject Shop. And the Reject Shop is basically like a dollar store, if you know what that is. Like everything is super cheap, and it's like mostly knickknacks that you use in your home. Pots and gift boxes and wrapping paper and random trinkets, little wicker baskets and trowels and reading glasses and kids' toys and just knickknacks, right? And my first job on my first day was I was put in an aisle and I was told to organize the gift boxes in the aisle. Right? That was my job. Organize the gift boxes. And hello. Okay. So the gift boxes, they look like, you know, sort of like this, right? Let's just imagine simple gift boxes, lots of different colors and patterns and stuff. And they were gift boxes that were in sets. So there's like the set that is the, you know, blue polka dot box. And there'd be like, you know, it's blue and it's got polka dots on it. And then there would be like another one that was like smaller than that, but was also blue polka dot. And then there's like another one that was smaller than that, also blue polka dot. And then there'd be like a yellow one, and there's like a yellow, you know, it's yellow and it's stripes. And the same thing, right? Different sizes. Now my job was organize the aisle, right? Organize the shelf. Now, I'm seeing like there's a blue one here and a blue one there and a blue one here and a blue one there and a blue one here and a blue one there and a yellow one here and here and here and here and a pink one and a green. And it's like they're everywhere. Everything's everywhere. And some of them are normal and some of them are, you know, hanging off the shelf or need to be straightened out or too far back. And I'm like, this is my first day on my first job. So I don't know what is a good job in this task. And maybe someone else would have asked the question, hey, what defines good here? Like what is done? And maybe someone else would have just intuitively known what they were asking me to do. What I did was spend about 2 hours on it. And when I was done, you better believe they were so organized. They were in perfect ascending order in every single, like every color was correct next to the adjacent color. Every size was next to the adjacent size in the same set. And the guy, the supervisor who gave me the job was like, what are you still doing 2 hours later? He's like, I asked you to tidy them up. Like he was, it was like incredulous to him that I spent so long on it. But I just thought I was doing what he told me to do. That's my like textbook example of like this problem. Like I guess I couldn't see the forest for the trees, but I also don't know what that looks like until someone else tells me. I suppose today my way of interpreting that would have been to think a bit more broadly about like how messy it's gonna get after, right? Like once I step away from this aisle, someone's going to come in and screw it up. So like it's probably not worth making it perfect, even if what I was asked to do is a job that I could define perfect for, and all I want to do is a good job. It's not worth doing a good job at the reject shop. Do you know what I mean? And that's not like a bad or good thing. That's just being practical about understanding what the constraints of the job are. But I didn't know that because I didn't think that way. So that's my little story that it haunts me a little bit, because I never know if a situation's going to be one of those situations. I don't know what too much looks like or not enough looks like, or the right amount, or overdoing it or underdoing it. I don't know. And I don't want to embarrass or hurt people by not knowing what I'm supposed to do. And I also happen to really enjoy I liked doing the job, or like I was well occupied by it, might be a better way to describe it. Like I wasn't, maybe like a normal person would have got bored after a certain amount of time and just gone, hey, like how long do I have to do this for? I think I didn't, the tunnel visioning kind of, there's a confidence, when you tunnel vision, because you at least, you can start to, I don't know. If you can observe things at a more minute level, then you can address things at a more minute level. Drawing that circle. If I'm looking at this, I can get this perfectly, because I can identify the flaw. So as long as I can identify flaws, I can keep refining them. Like, oh, look, I can sharpen this off because I can identify it, right? And I can sharpen that off. I can smoothen all of this out. And I can fill this in. And it's like, yeah, but like, who cares? I don't know how to, that's just like what the brain does. But not everyone's brain does that. And it's kind of meditative as well. Like it's kind of nice. It feels good to slip into that headspace, because it means that you're not really thinking moment to moment anymore. You're sort of just able to peacefully zone out and let your mind wander. And there's something very nice. It's pretty common. Yeah, maybe I just put myself in positions where I expect more of myself. I don't know. Like as a game developer, maybe I need to be better, or because it's so competitive, like I get punished for not knowing. I think that's also something that I need to be aware of as a person. When you when you pathologize, I can't do this because of this thing that happens to me, or I'm not good at this, or I'm not smart at this, I'm not able to see this. When you do that, it sort of puts you in a position where your self-definition and your confidence can be a little shaken. And I think for me, maybe it's like the things that I do are normal. The things that I experience are normal. But because I put myself in these positions where I feel like I have to be excellent, normal isn't good enough in the context. So I sort of make it hard for myself to allow myself to be a beginner, or to make those beginner mistakes. Like maybe other people would also have made that mistake with the shelf, that I was talking about, the gift boxes. Maybe that's totally typical. Maybe I was given a pretty bad brief, and someone who was a better teacher would have just like given me a better brief. You know, when I'm giving briefs to my team, I don't give them unbounded tasks. I say, let's try to, and if they are unbounded tasks and someone spent too long on something, I blame myself, right? I don't blame them. So I think the other thing is like tolerance for being bad needs to be pretty high when you're doing stuff that's new and difficult, you know? And I think I don't have a high tolerance for that. I think I have a pretty low tolerance for failure. Which I need to fix. I need to address it. There's something that I noticed my best friend does this, and my wife does this. And I don't think it's an everyone thing. My best friend and my wife are pretty similar people. They're quite, they're more autistic than me. They both got into fields that are very precision based, right? One's a lawyer and one was a cancer researcher. My wife's the lawyer. So they kind of like get into fields where doing things perfectly and not making any mistakes is like well regarded, and also like studying a lot is rewarded. You know, having all of the right answers and being meticulous. They both don't go outside of their comfort zone. They both do that. If there's a kind of game, like I play a lot of different games. I do have comfort zones, and there are kinds of games that I'm like less interested in and more interested in. But like specifically, she is my best friend, but you know what I mean, my best guy friend. If they're not good at something automatically, they find it hard to get interested in it. Like if it's not already suited to their skill set, they're kind of a bit less likely to enjoy being bad at it. I wonder if that intolerance comes from something, you know, if that's like a personality thing of just like, I don't want to do something I'm not good at, you know, it doesn't interest, like it doesn't, she'll say it doesn't interest her, but what she means is it doesn't feel good to be bad, I think. I mean, I'm guessing here a little bit too. I'm speaking on her behalf. Yeah, narcissism is something that I try really hard not to use that as a framing device for self-analysis. Because it has such a stigma attached to it that it can be a little bit unproductive to even go there. You know what I mean? Like it's such a pathologized thing. And I know that there's like a definition that's, you know, clinical, and it doesn't really matter what anyone thinks about it. It just is what it is. At the same time, like I'm not going to call myself a narcissist. I'm not going to call my friends a narcissist. I'm not going to try to interpret people's behavior through the lens of narcissism, because it kind of assumes malevolence almost in a way. It has such a stigma that it just doesn't feel like it's, yeah. Yo, Morning Mist, thank you so much. Thank you. Like if someone's a narcissist, it's almost tantamount to calling them like a psychopath. You know, it's like this person is so irrationally obsessed about their own self-image that they cannot be humble or be reasoned with. You know, who would want to admit to that? How do you like talk to someone who is that? It's almost something that I feel like people use in a defensive sense. Like if someone says, I have a terrible relationship with my mother, you know, it might be a consolation to say, oh, your mother was a narcissist. You know, she did all these things to you and so she's a narcissist. And so you don't have to feel so bad about the way that she made you feel, because it's almost like something is broken about her psychology that makes her irrational, and so you don't have to feel as bad because she's broken. You know, like that kind of thing feels like how people use, how they interpret and think about things like that. I was just thinking through similar thought processes for myself very recently. To me, it seems to have a lot to do with connecting to your internal self-worth. Connecting your internal self-worth to your external outcomes and accomplishments, which makes it so when you fail or do something wrong, it degrades your self-worth. Oh, 100%. That's right on. Yeah. There is a stigma, but there's a difference between a narcissist and a narcissistic defenses. It's very difficult to meet a true narcissist. In any case, I'm really into psychology, and I know exactly what perfectionism is and how to deal with it. It's very simple. Allow yourself to be imperfect. Right. Yeah, I think it's more like in almost every person that I know who has a poor relationship with perfectionism has been rewarded as a child for being extraordinary, myself included. Like, I have a bad relationship with perfection because it's only when I did stuff that was like exceptional. Like, I'm one of 5 kids and I'm the middle child. So like when I did something where I got an award or I did something that like put me in like an exceptional category, my dad paid more attention, you know? So that's just like, that's how I learned that, you know? I learned if I'm really, really good and I do all the things right, then I am more worthy of attention. And it's not like it's not anyone's fault that that's the case. Like, that's just what happened. And I don't blame my dad. I think he was a good dad. That's just how I internalized my self-worth as a child. And the tricky part is that I was exceptional as a child. Like I was different and better. And it's tough because as a child, better at what? Different in what way? You know, you can't classify those things in a constructive way. And if you think, well, if someone says you're smart, right? Someone tells you that you're smart, suddenly you have to be smart at everything, you know? Like, because that's what someone told you. They told you were smart. So if you don't do something right, now you're dumb. It's like, well, am I smart or am I dumb? What am I? You know, you start getting, there's conflict there. And especially when you're a kid who doesn't have a lot of I don't think I had a very close relationship with anybody as a child, in terms of like, no one was like a mentor to me until I was maybe 16, 17. I didn't have anyone like in my corner kind of helping me rationalize the world. It was just like, I mean, and not a lot of people do. It's kind of like a very specific thing, but like, I think, you know, like I had a friend who was best friends with his parents. Like him and his dad and mum were like three amigos, you know what I mean? Or like my first girlfriend, she had a really good relationship with her parents. And so I think she had a really good sense of self. Her self-confidence was really good because I don't think she ever felt, I think she was able to speak with them very, you know, regularly, you know. I don't think they ever let her get out of sync with the world in her understanding of herself. Whereas I think I spent a lot of time alone as a kid, emotionally, you know, just sort of like processing things in whatever way the chips landed, or avoiding things. I picked up a lot of avoidant tendencies. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you can tell, but I have done therapy. So it's not, these days, this is not as painful to me as it was. It has been painful. These days, it's not so bad. But like certainly, like when I told that story about the gift boxes to my psychologist, I was bawling. I cried a lot. Because that's like that's like a little stamp in my brain of like one of the first times I felt like completely, not one of the first times, but like one of the times when I felt like a total alien. You know what I mean? Like someone who just couldn't think the way other people thought, or like just didn't think the way other people thought. And got like punished for it in a way that was shame and like embarrassing. So yeah, it can be hard, I think, to be someone who is told that they're special or smart, has to fight to have people recognize them as such, and especially like seeing success. That, you know, like if I was completely mediocre as an artist or as a student, I think I would have had an easier time accepting my limitations. If no one ever said, Adam, you're a good artist, I wouldn't have tried so hard to prove them right all the time. I would have just been like, oh yeah, I like to draw. You know, it wouldn't have been a big deal. But I was so like conditioned by like winning an art contest. I won multiple art contests as a kid. You know, if you win like 2 or 3 art contests, you start to think that you're supposed to win every time you enter one. Like, how does a kid understand themselves properly, you know, in that context? You enter 2 art contests and you come first, and each one has like thousands of people in it. Okay, now you're supposed to be the guy who wins all the art contests, you know? And I think you develop this personal narrative that like, well, this is who I am and this is what I'm supposed to do. I have to do this in order to be who I am. That's where, for me at least, that relationship with perfectionism started. And it's also how I dealt with a lot of my things that I struggled with. You know, it's like, it's okay if I can't do this because I, you know, do this. You know, I'm not good at exams, but I am good at assignments. Anytime I have a project-based task, I'm really good at it. That's where I shine. You know, you try to catalog yourself. Kids love doing that. That's why those young adult books are so popular, you know? Like everyone's classified in some way that helps describe who they are. Because every kid wants to be told what they are. You're a Hufflepuff, you know? You're Divergent. You're in House Blah. It's just like, people like that. Hello. How are you? You all right? Do you want to have a nap? Oh, I need to go to the chemist. But I can come with you, but I'm still streaming. You want to go together? All right, chat. I'm going to take a break for a bit and I'll come back. But we're going to take a bit of a trip away. It might be 10 or 15 minutes. Well, that's the thing, so sketchy. Like, there's this joke some comedian makes about, I think it's Aaron Chen. Like, he was seeing a psychologist and he said, you know, I want to know if I'm autistic. And they said, would it help you to know? You know, I think that question, like, would it help you to know, is the interesting one. Like, because when I started doing a little bit of therapy stuff, you know, I was like, well, I want to get diagnosed or not, because if I have a diagnosis, then I can say with certainty, I'm this way because blah, right? Because of this thing, this reason. You have an ad? I can wait. Tell them we're waiting for them. Can someone type that in chat, that we're waiting? Hello, are we back from the ad? Is everyone back? Okay, so this is what I was trying to say. The question of, like, would it help you to know whether you're autistic or not? The reason why the answer to that question is kind of a trick is, if you are, like, self-acceptance is the feature that you're trying to achieve, right? Being able to say, I am who I am, and these are the things that I feel. They're not less valid if you are or are not autistic, right? Nothing that you feel has to be justified by some diagnosis, because that's external, right? That's the same mistake, right? It's letting someone else define how you should feel about yourself. So instead, you have to be okay with the fact that, well, this is just who you are. Like, yeah, okay, I'm the kind of person who feels this way. And then I can decide how I want to feel in a I can assess my values, right? And think about what's important to me separately from having someone else tell me whether or not I deserve to feel a certain way. And I can have those initial feelings and I can decide what I want to do with them. That doesn't define my behavior. It doesn't define what I am. So that's the part that's why I probably won't ever get a diagnosis. And I'm okay with personally thinking I probably do have it. And, if that's my pathway to compassion, that's fine. But the skill is to have self-compassion, right? The skill is to be able to say, like, I'm okay with myself. I'm okay that I feel this. It's fine. It's good. It's who I am. And it's not the end of me that I had this feeling, that I felt ashamed or embarrassed or whatever. If I fail or I succeed, it doesn't define me. It doesn't have to, It's also, I want to say, like, I also feel really sorry for people, including myself, who are in this line of work. Like, I really think that being online does this to you as well. It's something that I struggled with, but it's also something that being on the internet all the time creates, because it creates there's so much external validation or lack thereof in social media, in content creation. Like, it's full of that stuff. It's everywhere. I wouldn't be surprised at all if a lot of Gen Alpha was, diagnosed with some sort of narcissistic disorder, or more and more children, if the incidence of those disorders was observed to be increasing. It wouldn't surprise me at all. And it's not because I think that they're self-centered or anything. It's just like, we are told constantly that we have to look a certain way and think a certain way and know certain things and care about certain things. And we're also not in control of, like, most of what we experience. But we're sort of told a narrative that we are in control, that, like, you can have if your needs aren't being met, it's external, it's your performance socially that can fix that problem, right? If you're just a good game designer, then you can make a lot of money. If you're just pretty enough, then you'll marry someone who can take care of you or whatever. If you want to get that audition, you just have to do blah, blah, blah. And it's like constant suggestion that success or failure is up to you. And I think one of the biggest things I learned, or am still learning about, like, the whole therapy thing, is that, like, before, like, a few hundred years ago, but before this last century that just went past, if you were poor or you were, like, didn't have the things you needed, like, you didn't, that's just how the chips fell, like, no one who was lower class in, like, the farms in England, thought to themselves, I'm not a lord because I'm not smart enough, or I'm not good enough, or I didn't work hard enough, or they think I'm not a lord because I wasn't born a lord, and oh well, like, that's just my social class and that's who I am and whatever. And of course, that's got its own problems, but the question of who am I and am I living up to it, was I think a lot easier to answer back then. I think you just go, well, yeah, I'm just that guy. I'm just a peasant. Like, it's not for me to dream of being a king. Whereas I think millennials probably started with millennials. Yeah, I think we were taught like you really can have it all if you work hard enough. You know, go get a degree and you can have all of the things you want. Dangerous. Individualism is I think more recent. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy how go get a degree, how hard that's backfired today. It's like a bad idea today in some cases to have a degree at all. Like, more and more the metrics for success couldn't be more random. Like, what's a degree worth today? Even if you're a computer science major, even if you studied computer science, like there's no guarantee that you will have a job. Even if you're the smartest kid, if you just want to be a programmer, I don't know. You know? The idea that like human effort has value, the fact that that's under question is crazy. But it is. It's hard. It's hard to make money. It's hard to be someone who just graduated high school or university. If you're just graduating now, like I was pretty what's the word? As a millennial, when I was in that age bracket, I was kind of hopeful about the future, but it was always hard. It's always like, oh, you need 3 years experience to get a job. You know, how do you get 3 years experience? That was always a thing. But now it's like, you just don't get a job. You just don't, there just aren't any. For a lot of people anyway. Like, that's scary. Like, the computers took all the jobs. And now there aren't any. Thanks for playing. Should have been born 3 decades ago. Sorry. Crazy. So in a way, we're almost coming full circle back to that peasant class system. You know, if you're Gen Alpha today, maybe you don't even think about the idea of a future where, like, maybe you just don't have that sense of responsibility that the millennials had. You just go, well, I just want to play Fortnite. As long as I can play Fortnite, I don't care. And if that's how you feel, like, I get it. For real. Yeah. It's not as bad as all that, but it certainly feels like that. And it's certainly getting more like that than it has ever been. Like it's never been more true. All that stuff I just said has never been more true. It might not be like fully true today, but it's more true today than it was yesterday. All right. Now that's looking pretty good, huh, chat? That's looking pretty good. Holy. Much better than before, right? This was not as good. This is much better. There's still a little bit of issues with contrast. He's very flat, I think, overall. In terms of like the most loud parts of like this and this and this and this are all very much in the same plane. So when I'm looking at it from back here, I'm kind of not seeing the distance changes. My brain feels like I have to look at all of it. So maybe we start fading out some of this stuff. Like maybe we go like this, not like that, like this and like this. Fading out doesn't feel, it's not like the answer. I think we still have to do, like on top of that, you still have to do highlights to keep it making sense. But that's much better. Like if I put him down to there, I need to be able to take this color and pretty much bring this all like that. And then we can bring him back until he fits. Let's say it's that. And then you go over the top layer and you start bringing the highest color values back in. So he's not out, he's just on average less in. Maybe not back there, but the things in the front. Yeah, and then we can bring him back down again, but the bits we need to pop will still pop. Now, I'm not quite done with him yet. I think we need to bring some of these values up, or like aspect up. And I'm not super happy with just a lot of it. I'm not super happy with him yet. Maybe this just needs to go down. Well, it wouldn't be that color, but... What? Oh no, I drew over him. Wonder if I need to move him over. Is it like bring him in? To like there? Or maybe it's angle this towards us. So that it fits more nicely into this space. Because right now I think it's pointing straight down. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's just creating this weird pull, this space. You know, if it was gone altogether, it'd be easier to put him to say, okay, his hand is here, that's the thing where his weapon is, and you know, this is his other hand. That would be better. Maybe I will do that. Maybe I'll take the hand away and bring it this way. That way the screw will be going like that. I think that's better. Because right now it just creates this emptiness that doesn't do anything and it points down to nowhere. Okay. Oh yeah. Were you not going out with your wife? We will be, yeah. I'm about to head off. But I'll keep working on things. How about we must have to do the Steam demo tomorrow, I think. I think it might be a bit too hard to do it today. I could push the button. Maybe I do just push the button. But I wanted to do the merch on the same day. So cool. Some of the ideas are like good ideas. Some of the shapes and designs and visual concepts are pretty slick. All right, so we're gonna do basically elbow is here, arm is here, kind of like Barrett from Final Fantasy VII, ironically, the music we're listening to. Wait, does Barrett have a corkscrew arm on any of his? Oh no, did I steal this? He has a hook on one of them, I think. Oh, it's like a claw pincer. It's okay, that's fine. That's not theft. I didn't steal the idea. I don't think Barrett has a corkscrew on any of his weapons. Yeah, that's way better, dude. That's way better. But maybe it should be more towards us. You think? No, I think it needs to be almost more away from us. No. I think this one was right. Yeah, I don't think he does either. He has a claw in one of them. In one of his weapon upgrades, it's a claw. I'm certain of it. But it's not a hook or a corkscrew. It's like a... My next door neighbors are listening to Boys to Men. Nothing wrong with Boys to Men. But not a track I recognize. I don't know what song this is. My favorite is Although We've Come to the End of the Road. That's a good one. Oh, this is I'll Make Love to You. That's what they're listening to. I'll make love to you. Yeah, that's a good one. Like you want me to. All right. Thanks. I have, if I was ever to sing, I have an R&B voice. Like I can do it. 90s R&B, 2000s. My voice is good. It's good for that. That's just what I got blessed with, you know. I can't really do rock. I much prefer to be able to sing rock or pop, but it's better suited for like hip hop, R&B. It's a shame that's not really a thing anymore. People don't really sing in those genres. It's more just trap or whatever. I'll make love to you like you want me to. You know, like, I really didn't understand until like not that long ago that like blending color is literally just blending color. Like, I always felt like I needed to know something about like color science to really understand how color, like, you know, like, oh, how does the light work in this context? But it's like, nah, it doesn't. You just literally paint the color and then you paint the color between those colors. You know, it's not special. You want something to be more metallic? Give it more of the colors of the things around it. Like, it's just like not as much of a puzzle as I always thought it was. And that doesn't mean I'm good at it yet, but like I'm much less intimidated by it nowadays. Used to be terrified. There was like years of my life where I literally just drew grayscale for that reason. I got a bunch of grayscale drawings in my folders before I started Insignia, where I was like, oh yeah, I love to draw. Black and white only. All right. I gotta go. Gotta go to the pharmacy. I'll be back in about 10 or 15 minutes, okay? You're on a roll. All right. See you in a bit. Actually, chat. Actually, I think I might leave. I think I might finish the stream. Because if I need to do some grocery shopping as well for dinner. And if I'm already going to go out and do that, I might as well take a longer trip at the shop. So I've decided against coming back. No, I think we'll just leave it to tomorrow. Why not just leave it to tomorrow? Sorry to keep you all waiting, if you are waiting for the Steam release. If I finish this tonight, then we can do merch tomorrow with the Steam release. It'll be even better. Not trying to be a perfectionist. I just don't have all those things ready quite yet. And if you give me some time, I can make them ready or... Steam teas. I miss Steam teas. I teased you. Oh, now they're singing the other song. They're playing the one I was saying I like more. I'll make love to you. End of the road. Can't let go. Oh, thank you so much, friends. They're blasting it too. Like, if I open the window, you'll be able to hear it. Steam. Wishlist it. All right. So close. We're so close. I can feel it now. I can feel all the bits aligning. I know I could put like even more time into some of this stuff. But I'm going to try not. Yeah, dude, I could really put a lot more time into this. What do you think? I mean, I do want to get it right. Do you want to see, before we go, can I show you something that I did on stream many years ago? That is the like spiritual prequel to this piece. And you can see how much I've improved. I used to have a full website for the game, like Insignia, uponhill.com/Insignia used to have artwork on it. Big poster with parallaxing and everything. This is like 2018. I went to a couple of, I went to a convention with this this poster. In fact, I've got it in the room. It's giant. It's like 3 meters by 2 meters or something. So you want to see this thing? It's not good. It's not good, but I was proud of it at one point. Hey, Davy Jones, it's not out yet. It's not out just yet, but I think tomorrow. I was planning on it today. Pals, what is this? Oh my gosh. This was it? No, this isn't right. This isn't right. It's missing a lot of layers. It's missing the final bits on top. There's no way. Ain't no way I... This actually might be it. Let me check. I think I did a thing after that. There's no way. Yeah, this is what it was. Okay. Better in terms of the lighting and coloring. But this is what I full on printed this out. I had it on a giant poster. Too hard to look at. Look at the logo, dude. What's going on here, man? The lighting. Let's have I gotten a little better maybe? This is why I haven't released the game yet. This is the answer to that question of like, hey, why haven't you released the game yet, Adam? Because of the gains. Gosh. What the hell? I was so confident when I did this. I did this on stream. Do I still need QA? Yeah. You should sign up for it. We haven't even done the playtest yet. You guys are crazy. A certain charm? What is going on? It's not right, dude. It's not right. I did not understand light. Oh, the logo evolution. Yeah, I mean, let me show you what this is gonna go, and I might even do some highlights on it. Dude. This is like 2018, 2026. Only 8 years. It only took me 8 years to get better. So this guy is this guy. And this guy with the monocle is this guy. And this guy is this guy. And the big bad isn't even in this one. Sorry, the goat girl. Yeah, this girl. And he isn't even in it. He's just not even there. I didn't even put him in there. Look, that's Hugo. And that's Rose. That's Harriet. This girl, that's her. She changed. Her ethnicity changed along the way. Not the sideburns are still there. This guy's still in the game, but he's not. These three guys don't get to make it onto the cover. The reverse Michael Jackson. All right, chat. I gotta go. Thank you so much for checking out the stream today. Let's find somewhere where I can get out of here. Oh, dude, I'm on the art thing. Let's go to art. GG. We raid. Oh, I know Grumbly. Yo, I know Grumbly. I met him. Is this too scary for you? I met him IRL a year and a half ago at PAX in Australia at a Twitch meetup. That's sick that he's streaming. I didn't even realize. Dude, anime has totally just completely obliterated this category. I'm basically drawing anime anyway, so it doesn't matter, but... All right, back over to software and game development. I think it's too hard. Are we allowed to stream the playtest? You'll be allowed to stream it. Let's stream Riot Art. Split the difference. Raid someone with art in their name. Thanks, everyone. I had a great time. Hope you did too. This was fun. I will catch you all tomorrow. I promise that I'll submit it tomorrow. It's already approved. I promise I'll press the button tomorrow, okay? Let's put that pressure on me. I also have something that I'll be going to later on, but I think it's okay. I think I've got time. All right, thanks everyone. As always, I've been Adam. You've been the Pixel Pals. This has been the Indie Tales Game Dev live stream. Until next time.